Rue, you look fucking amazing.
Some new girl I think you're gonna be friends with.
What a fucking pussy. My name is Jules. I've spent my entire life chasing empty validation. So much so that when real love finally came, I was like a cave dweller who'd never seen the sun, unable to handle its intensity. All this fucking mess started with my body. I was born a boy, but ever since I could remember, I felt like my soul was stuffed into the wrong body. When I was 11, this inner sense of fragmentation reached its peak. Severe depression and self-harm came along with it. And that so-called mother of mine, the antidote she gave me, turned out to be tricking me into a mental hospital.
Mom! No, 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 no!
That place was the darkest time I've ever been through. In contrast to my mother's uncompromising severance, my father gave me unconditional tolerance. He took me to see a therapist and supported me to be my true self when I was 13. It was shortly after that my mother finally relapsed into drug addiction and vanished completely from my world. To help me escape the past, my father took me and moved away from that place filled with gloomy memories. I came to this strange small town carrying all my secrets and scars, trying hard to play the role of a brand new girl. But this place was no Eden at all. My beautiful illusion was shattered by reality on the very first day. A classmate named Nate and his damn friends knocked me and my bike over for no reason.
Hey, yo, what up, B? Yo, how about you coming right on this dick?
Oh, Nate, chill, bro. Come on, man.
I fell onto the grass, the old wounds on my body ached faintly. But that pain was nothing compared to the humiliation in my heart. It turns out that no matter where I run, I can't escape people like them. They always wanted to use violence to force me back to who I used to be. I was powerless to resist in reality, but behind the tiny patch of light on my phone screen, I was the hunter. On those dating apps, no one knows who Jules really is. I'm just a fucking symbol, an empty shell waiting to be filled by other people's desires. My target tonight is a user named Dominant Daddy, and the location is a motel. I remember dressing up carefully that day, and even injected myself with hormones before going out. It wasn't just for medical needs. It felt more like a ritual, ensure that I can meet every man in the most complete and authentic feminine manner. But when the door opened, what greeted me was an old man named Carl, old enough to be my father. Yet I didn't run away. I don't know if it was out of anger, or some kind of cheap curiosity driving me. I actually stayed.
You can either go someplace where you're wanted for who you are, or you can stay in a town like this, end up like me, living your life out in motel rooms.
I had no idea back then that he was the father of that bastard Nate. What is more, I didn't know that everything that happened between us had been recorded by him, and that damn tape would be the start of all disasters to come. After leaving the motel, I had hoped to lift my spirits at a friend's party. But just my luck, I ran into Nate again, dead drunk. He was still his usual bully self, all cowardice and aggression, and the alcohol made him even more disgusting. I'm just minding my own business. I'm not trying to start anything.
Oh, no, you're not. Nobody that looks like you is minding their own fucking business. What you are? Yeah, I see you. Does anybody know who the fuck this bitch is? Somebody better speak up, or this bitch is gonna get fucked up!
This time, I didn't fucking back down. I unleashed all the pent-up hatred I'd been storing. With a demeanor that bordered on self-destruction, I forced the contempt out of his eyes.
I'm fucking invincible!
Fucking freak! What the fuck?
And Rue in the corner saw every bit of this. After the party ended, she took the initiative to walk up to me.
I'm Rue.
I'm Jules.
Where are you headed to?
Home. Probably.
Can I come with you?
We rode bicycles through the empty streets, and the moonlight stretched our shadows long. For the first time, I felt an unprecedented sense of security towards a stranger, a girl. The time I've spent in this town has left me physically and mentally exhausted, and Rue's appearance has become my safe haven. The way she looks at me, with complete dependence and adoration, is pure and untainted by any impurities. Only in front of her do I not need to pretend to be a perfect woman. Our relationship is on a spiritual level, a mutual reliance between two lonely souls. Yet I fear that Rue will be completely consumed by drugs, just like my mother was. Overwhelmed by this fear, I gave her an ultimatum: either quit drugs, or our relationship ends here.
Through enough traumatic shit in my life that I can't
I get it.
Stop.
In this way, I gradually became her spiritual pillar in fighting against drugs. At first, this feeling of being needed was a comfort, but later it gradually turned into a heavy burden that crushed me. At the same time, in an online attempt to pursue romantic or sexual encounters, a man named Shy Guy 118 caught my attention. His real name was Tyler. Our chats were full of ambiguity and teasing, and in his photos he was handsome and strong, perfectly fitting all the fantasies of an ideal man. I poured out my past to him, shared my boldest fantasies, and even fell in love with this virtual figure I had never met in person. Tyler soon asked me to meet at Carnival Lake, but Rue strongly opposed me going to see him.
Rue, this is the difference between, like, you and me. Like, I don't always get the privilege of meeting people in front of a fucking audience or something. Like people here know I'm
That
trans.
doesn't mean that you have to meet this dude. It's like a fucking deserted lake in the middle of nowhere, okay? It seems insane.
Out of everyone in the world, I wanted to tell you. So I thought you'd be happy. Fuck it.
But when I got to the meeting spot, I fucking realized the Tyler I had been chatting with from the very beginning was Nate. That perfect man I had fantasized about and this demon who constantly tormented me in reality were the same person. I was like a complete fucking idiot, a joke played effortlessly in the palm of his hand.
Don't try to ruin my life. And I won't have to ruin yours.
You know what I think? I think you're a fucking faggot just like your daddy.
After the carnival, my life descended into complete darkness. Nate no longer needed to play the gentle Tyler. He tore off his fake mask and unleashed the cruelest blackmail and emotional bondage on me. The real nightmare began when he was investigated by the police for domestic violence against Maddie. That bastard even used my private photos and videos to threaten me, forcing me to go to the police station and lie for him as a false witness. Trapped in overwhelming fear and pressure, and I had no choice but to walk into the police station and help him cover up that damn lie. I began to distance myself from Rue, not because I didn't love her, but precisely because I loved her too much. I was afraid that Nate, that lunatic, would hurt her. I'd rather have her hate me than see her get hurt because of me. The winter formal was the end of everything. Rue is planning our escape, fleeing this small town, to a big city where no one knows us.
We just fucking left this dance. We went home, grabbed a bunch of our shit, just went to the city. We just fell in love. It's fucking crazy.
For me, who has just gone through a great trauma, this proposal is filled with a fatal temptation, fleeing this small town full of painful memories, and starting a new life with a person I love in a brand new place. Sounds like a perfect fairy tale ending. As I stepped onto the train, my heart brimming with anticipation, and turned to look back at Rue. She stood rooted to the spot, completely motionless.
Please. I love you.
Rue left me behind, left behind the promise we'd shared, and chose to stay in this hell she'd so often claimed she wanted to escape. The train door slid shut, and the train began to trundle forward, her figure growing smaller and smaller outside the window. Overlapped eerily with the hell I'd scrawled on a train window all those years ago. Once again I was abandoned, by someone I'd given all my trust and love to. I'd fled the small town yet. In the end, I couldn't escape the fate of being alone. My world came crashing down for the second time.